Does this make you sneeze? Now, some of you are wondering, why would this make me sneeze? But for about 18 to 35% of the world's population, photic sternutation, or sun sneezing, is a normal part of everyday life.
Now, autosomal dominant compelling heliopathic outburst, or Achoo syndrome, is a phenomenon of someone sneezing when going from a dimly lit area to a brightly lit area. This can also happen when sun sneezers step outside for a moment and look at the sun. Now, let's talk about sneezing. Sneezing is usually a response of one breathing in allergens that tickle the nerve endings in your nasal passages. The function of sneezing is to rid your nasal cavities of the allergens you just breathed in and the mucus that builds up in your nose. Gross, right? But sun sneezing does not come from this process. Now, although sun sneezing is not fully understood, we do know at least a few pieces of information about it. We know that sun sneezing is something called autosomal dominant, which means you only need to inherit one copy of the gene from one of your parents to have the trait. We found this in a study in the 1960s where a man who had Achoo syndrome walked out into the sun and he sneezed exactly 2 times. When his baby girl was born, she walked out into the sun and she sneezed exactly 2 times. Now, the second piece of information that we know is that the gene for Achoo syndrome is on the 2nd chromosome and is a difference of 1 letter in DNA that determines whether you have it or not. We found this in a study of 10,000 where the DNA of those who claimed to have Achoo syndrome was compared to those who didn't have Achoo syndrome. What they found is that the sun sneezers had a C instead of a T on that 2nd chromosome, which completely changed whether or not they had it. Now, even though we do know a few things about Achoo syndrome, it is still not fully explained. The best theory out there states that it has something to do with the trigeminal nerve. Now, the trigeminal nerve is one of the largest nerves in your head. The trigeminal nerve consists of 3 branches: the ophthalmic branch, which connects to your eyes, the maxillary branch, which connects to your nose, and the mandibular branch that connects to your mouth. Now, the theory states that when someone walks into bright sunlight, their ophthalmic branch gets too overstimulated, and so that causes stimulation in your maxillary branch, which induces sneezing. So, with all that being said, next time you walk out into the sun, remember, there's millions of people sneezing at the same sun you're looking at right now.